In a continued bipartisan effort, Governor John Hickenlooper and Ohio Governor John Kasich have submitted the blueprint for stronger health insurance markets to congressional leaders. The plan addresses expanding choice of health plans, stabilizing risk pools, and improving regulatory environments. Michael Fields, if you had a chance to look at this plan, what do you think of it?
I did, and I think, if you look at Governor Hickenlooper, he usually doesn't get this involved in legislation that's down the hallway in the legislature, let alone with Congress. And, I think if you look at the discussions that are going on around healthcare, there are a lot of problems, and this only tackles a little bit of it, right? So 7% of the market is what they're talking about here. And, the talk is about this being bipartisan, and really it was 2 governors that were Republicans out of 35. So it's 6%. I think this plan has no chance in Congress. And I'll briefly go over a few of the reasons why I think. First is the individual mandate. It forces people to continue to buy health insurance, and that's going to be a non-starter in Congress for the Republicans. The second thing is that it keeps a lot of the Obamacare mandates in place that I believe have driven up costs. As long as those are in place, people are going to have the same kind of problems that we have now, and just dumping a little bit more money into the system isn't going to fix things. I think the third problem is it doesn't address the biggest issue, and that's Medicaid. Medicaid has doubled. The amount of people on Medicaid have doubled in the state. It's eating up our state budget, and really they chose to ignore it. And so until they really get serious about some of those bigger issues, I don't really think that anything's going to get done. And I think this has been more hype over substance.
Joey, is this hype or more political posturing?
Well, I don't know if it's hype, but it certainly wasn't original. I didn't see anything in this plan that I haven't seen talked about in the past few months. In fact, U.S. Representative Mike Kaufman from Aurora serves on a bipartisan caucus that outlined this exact same plan already. So I think Hickenlooper is going to be testifying in Washington next Thursday, and it'll be interesting to see what reaction he gets there, because he only got 6 of all the governors in the United States. He only got 6 to sign on to this, so he doesn't have the wind at his back going to Washington. And people don't like to be told what to do, especially when these ideas have been out there. I think Hickenlooper is trying to catch a lucky break here that Congress will do these things, then he and Kasich will get credit for them, and then that'll be good for whether he winds up running for national office with Kasich or somebody else. He's already written his book for national office, but Hillary Clinton didn't get elected, so he can't write another book, so I think this is chapter 2. But Hickenlooper's been on the national stage for a while now, but we haven't seen him talking about policy on the national stage. And I read a tweet from some guy named Michael Fields the other day that says if Hickenlooper had been as involved in transportation as he is in this federal issue, then we'd have a transportation plan now, but we don't.
Ben, you certainly paid attention to transportation too.
Sure.
How about health care?
I think, as others are saying, this is a trial balloon. And, Kasich obviously has already run for president. We know Hickenlooper's name was bandied about in conversation about being a vice presidential nominee or a potential cabinet pick. And that's what this is. As the others have stated, this is not a new plan. There's no real original thinking here. It's a publicity move to try and see if they can move something and take credit for it and float it out there for 2020.
Well, we'll be talking about this too, especially because it does sound like the Kasich-Hickenlooper run was a trial balloon last week that's already been popped, but there'll be a lot more action from both of them. Oh, Noelle, sorry.
It's all right. My little commentary, I guess, is just good luck getting anybody to agree, because I've decided there's like 3 things Americans all agree on in health insurance. Is 1, we all hate our insurance companies. 2, none of us really want to pay for our health care. We want it free. But 3, we don't want to pay for anyone else's. And so that just results into gridlock, it seems like to me. So we'll see. It's just more of the same conversation.